Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are looking at lesson 1.1 Solids, Liquids and Gases from the Cambridge IGCSE syllabus. First off, what is matter? It's all the substances and materials that make up our entire physical universe. It exists in three forms called the states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. Think of a mountain, the ocean, and the air. That's the matter in action. Now look at the PDF for solids. These have a definite shape and volume. Solids have fixed shape and volume. They are stubborn. They only expand or shrink very slightly when the temperature changes. But liquids, they have a fixed volume but no definite shape. They take the shape of their container base. If you pour 1 liter of juice from a bottle into a flat bowl, it's still 1 liter, but the shape changes to fit the bowl. Now look at the gases. These have no definite shape and no definite volume. Gases spread out to fill every single corner of any container you put them in. This is why they are significantly more compressible than liquid. Think of a bicycle pump. You can squash that air inside because gases have so much space between their particles. Let's tackle this worked example in page 2. A balloon filled with air is placed in a freezer. After an hour, the balloon has shrunken significantly. Explain why using the properties of gases. A balloon in a freezer shrinks significantly. Why? That's the question. So first identify the states. Air in the balloon is a gas. Next, recall temperature effects. The gas is greatly affected by temperature changes. So cold gas means it has less energy. So opposite of expansion happens when it's cooled. That is contraction. So the conclusion is that the decrease in temperature causes the air volume to drop, resulting in a shrunken balloon. Exam tip: alert. When describing gases, always use the phrase no definite volume. And remember, the particles don't shrink, only the space between them does. Which means when the temperature drops, the size of the particle never shrinks. But what happens is the distance between the particles reduces, which makes the balloon small. Let's check these practice questions at the bottom of the tute. Define the terms expansion and contraction. Expansion is increasing in volume. So when a balloon expands, the volume increases. Contraction is decreasing in volume. Let's move on to the next question. Which state of matter is the most easily compressed? Since the density of gases are very low, gases are most easily compressed. For example, first look at the syringe filled with chalk powder. When I push the plunger, it doesn't move much. That's because chalk particles are already tightly packed with very little space between them. So chalk powder cannot be compressed. Now look at the syringe filled with water. When I push the plunger again, it almost doesn't move. Water particles are close together, so liquids are also very difficult to compress. Finally, look at the syringe filled with air, which is gas. When I push the plunger, it moves easily. This is because gas particles are far apart with lots of empty space between them. So gases can be compressed easily. Let's move on to the next question, which is explain why a liquid can flow and change shape while a solid cannot. Liquids can flow because they have no definite shape, while solids have a fixed definite shape. That's why a liquid can flow and change shape while a solid cannot. So in your exam answers, make sure you use these words which is in the box when you're explaining. And that is lesson 1.1. You've got this. If this helped, hit the like button and subscribe.